When in Australia, you will definitely find something to enjoy, making your trip worth it. Almost all humans love to travel to as many places as they can. It's in human nature to feel better whenever they see something other than their daily environment. So today, in this video, we'll be talking about some of the best places to visit if you're planning to go to Australia anytime soon. Australia happens to be the smallest continent and the largest island in the world. Located between the Pacific and Indian Oceans, Australia is a traveler's paradise. This place is entirely deserted from the center, and with about 85% of Australia's population encircled around its huge coastline. So without any further delay, let's hop on to the video and explore Australia right now. Melbourne. Obviously, this place is quite predictable when you're visiting Australia. This is one of the places in the world that you can't miss exploring. If explained in one line, Melbourne would be artistic, sporty, cosmopolitan, stylish, and cultural. In short, it's full of diversity to explore. Melbourne is the capital state of Victoria, Australia, which is located at the head of Port Phillip Bay on the southeastern coast. If you're there in Melbourne, spend some time exploring the vibrant, serene, bohemian, architectural, and accidentally hip areas in the city center. You can find restaurants, bars, and art galleries both upstairs and down the laneways. You'll also find independent fashion stores, artisan studios, and active street artists that will put you in awe of their artistic beauty and creativity. Discover raspberry rippled sunsets on waterside walks, and then climb to a rooftop bar for drinks and a view of the starry night sky. 10 kilometers from Melbourne's CBD, you'll come across two very beautiful villages called Yarraville and Seaton. Take a stroll through them and enjoy the beautiful scenes. Canberra. The second place that you must consider visiting in Australia is Canberra. Canberra is a young and vibrant city with huge diversity within itself. You'll find well-known museums and many historical sites with a tale of their own. There are many things and places in Canberra that you should have a look at. For instance, there is a place called Lake Burley Griffin. It makes sense that Lake Burley Griffin, with its expanse of peaceful shoreline and glittering water, is commonly referred to as Canberra's centerpiece. The popularity of this location means that locals don't even need to describe anything other than the lake. There are countless options to get out on the water at Lake Burley Griffin, which is like an aquatic playground. Using a stand-up paddleboard is one of the greatest ways to take advantage of the lake's placid surface. Canberra is breathtaking from every angle. Also, don't forget to experience a hot air balloon ride when there. That's like icing on the cake. Kakadu National Park. Kakadu National Park is Australia's largest national park, and it is the second largest national park in the whole world. So, can you imagine the amount of wilderness you can get to see over there? Also, it is one of the most visited places among the tourists. Located near the alligator rivers, this park spans an area of around 7,700 square kilometers. Kakadu is recognized as a living cultural landscape. This territory has been occupied and cared for by the traditional owners, the Bininj Mungai, for over 50,000 years. Their deep spiritual ties to the land, which date back to the beginning of time, have long played an important role in the Kakadu legend. When you visit Kakadu, you'll also see a huge diversity of animals. You can witness some 300 different bird species. Not just that, it also features indigenous rock art, stunning waterfalls, rivers, gorges, mangrove swamps, and an incredible variety of wildlife including wallabies, saltwater crocodiles, and dingoes. Also, do visit the Jim Jim Falls. This is a masterpiece of its own. Plus, if you're a hiking freak, then Kakadu has you covered for that as well, since you can go hiking at the Twin Falls and Maguk. Far North Queensland. Far North Queensland is the northernmost part of the Australian state of Queensland. Cairns is its largest city, and the Cape York Peninsula, which extends west to the Gulf country and north to the Torres Strait, dominates the region geographically. It's the most famous because of the magnificent corals of the Great Barrier Reef. This place works as a relief for the ones who truly love and want to see it at its best. There are many activities that you can do there in the far north. There is an island called Torres Strait Island that happens to be one of the hidden beauties of far north Queensland. They have a civilization originating in Melanesia and Polynesia over 2,000 years ago. The reefs of these islands are home to a diverse array of tropical marine life, including dugongans and sea turtles. There is another beauty that you must discover. It's called Daintree Rainforest. The Daintree Rainforest, Australia's greatest expanse of tropical rainforest, is just a 2-hour drive from Cairns. The national park can be fully appreciated at the World Heritage Site through a variety of tours and activities. For those with varied levels of outdoor experience, there are cruises, sea kayaking, horseback riding, camping, and hiking opportunities. And you want to know something important? Do bring your camera with you to Daintree because there are so many breathtaking sceneries that you would love to capture and relive once you're back in your hometown. Great Ocean Road. This world has several wonders, some hidden and some discovered by inquisitive human nature. This Great Ocean Road is one of the places that make you appreciate its overflowing beauty vibe. Located in Victoria, Australia, it's formed in such a spectacular way that it has become an iconic destination for all travelers. Many people consider that the most beautiful stretch of the Great Ocean Road is between Lorne and Apollo Bay. The waves of the Southern Ocean and the Bass Strait swell and crash on the rocks and beaches below as you drive down the highway, which is carved into sheer cliffs that plunge into the water. There are many things that you can do when you're visiting the Great Ocean Road. Traveling to Australia without participating in surfing? That's a crime, quite literally. The southern coast of Victoria has excellent surfing. Bells Beach is the home of the renowned Rip Curl Pro, but there are many more excellent locations to jump on a board, regardless of your ability level. If you've never surfed before, take a lesson from a pro at one of the surf schools in Torquay, Anglesea, or Lorne. Before going to Joanna Beach, one of Victoria's top surf locations, you should check out the strong winds and enormous breakers near Torquay and Bells Beach, only if you're an expert at surfing. The Pinnacles. The Pinnacles are located within the Yellow Desert of Nambung National Park. They're somewhere near the small town of Cervantes in Western Australia. These lunar-shaped pinnacles make it one of the most anticipated and most visited sites in Australia. You may reach the Pinnacles by the scenic drive or walk the trail in less than 3 hours from Perth by using the Indian Ocean Drive. As you stand at the overlook, consider the natural forces of water and wind that formed the pinnacles from seashells over millions of years. It would be far better if you go to the Pinnacles Desert Discovery Center to learn more about the flora and fauna that have made this location their home and visit the interpretive displays that explain the story of the Pinnacles. If you're visiting this place and are lucky enough, you'll see some beautiful western gray kangaroos roaming there in the Pinnacles. Sometimes people also get to see the emus, honey possums, and dingoes. But remember, that's only occasional. Fraser Island. Fraser Island is also known as Kakadu Island. It happens to be such a significant part of Australia that people come to Australia to specifically visit this place. UNESCO recognizes it as a World Heritage Site. Kakadu is one of the craziest islands in the world and one of 5 Queensland World Heritage Sites. The Grand Sandy National Park includes it. With more than half of the world's perched freshwater dune lakes, enormous dunes taller than the Sydney Opera House, and the only known spot on Earth where rainforest grows on dunes, the island's popularity comes from its abundance of natural beauty and species. It's also known for the world's largest sand island, stretching from 123 kilometers long to 22 kilometers wide. This island is the best if you're planning off-roading and a beach camping trip. Heidi Museum of Modern Art. Last but not least is the Heidi Museum of Modern Art, which is a fun place to be in. Heidi is a public art museum and sculpture park located on a portion of the Birrarung Yarra River that has long served as a gathering spot and creative hub. This museum is a combination of the complex, including a museum of historical art, a gallery of modern art, and a heritage park. The most appealing aspect of this unique museum is its breathtaking location amid a vast area of lush farmland. For travelers from Australia, it's a must-visit location. You'll be fascinated by the site's vibrant colors, rich culture, and vivid history. You'll see an entirely different world within the museum that will speak for itself. Also, if you do visit this place, then don't forget to thank me later. It's stunning! Okay, so this was all about a few of the best places in Australia that you must not skip if you're planning to visit Australia. We hope you really liked the video. Feel free to share your suggestions in the comments too.